Mum?
Aiden, I'm here.
Oh, good. After that flight delay, I was starting to get concerned.
Don't worry. Everything's fine.
And they're looking after you?
Better than at Silverstone.
Good, because you were my lucky charm there, Mum. And I'm hoping you do the same here.
I'll try, love. Now just do what you do, and everything will be great.
I know. Mirror signal maneuver.
And always stick to the speed limit.
I'll try.
Have a great race, Aiden. I'll see you after.
I'm so pleased you're here, Mum. This one's for you, eh?
How's it feeling out there, Aiden?
Yeah, good. I think we can start to push a little. Where's Casper?
Ahead of you. Don't worry about Casper, Aiden. Let's just improve your current position.
Yeah, copy.
Our gap to the car in front is 1.9 seconds. We're trailing our teammate by 10.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 8th. The time last lap was a 1 minute 22.7. Casper's sat in P8. teammate ahead is 8.6 seconds. You're 4 places down on Casper. Casper's sat in P8. Casper is a couple of places up on you. Okay, you're in the top 10. Casper is directly ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 2.0 seconds.
It's clear from anyone watching either in the stands or at home the determination on show from Racing Point and Aidan Jackson today.
No, you're not wrong there, Ant. His performance has improved race by race throughout the season, and his driving today, impeccable. Here's a test room now, though, as they head down the main straight. There's a lot of friction between these two, and his teammates after him. Will he budge?
Hold position, Aidan.
Oh, I've never seen anything like this on a racetrack before! Two teammates wheel to wheel!
Keep it clean!
Inches separating them and they crash! Oh, they've come together in spectacular style, and they're both out of the race!
Close the door. Sit down. What the hell was going on out there? We've invested millions in you two. Millions! And look at you both. Acting like a couple of school kids. You've got a lot to prove this year, boy. And you're swanning around like butter wouldn't melt. And as for you, you should know better. I'm disgusted. You should both be ashamed.
Brian,
Not a word. Not a single word. I should fire you both right here and now. You've screwed our chances this season. The team is bigger than you two and your petty squabbles. Grow up! Any more, and you're both out. Do you hear me? I'll finish the season behind the wheel myself if I have to. Both of you, get out.
Go away.
Hey.
Hey.
So, what did he say?
Threatened to fire both of us.
He won't.
That's not the point.
I'll just leave you be.
Is Lily okay? Does she know I'm safe?
Yeah, she saw you climb out. She's fine. I left her with your mother.
Okay, good.
You've survived worse, you know?
Doesn't make it any easier.
Maybe not, but you're not hurt. And you have a family who'll love you. The rest are just details. I'll see you later.
Here we are then, another season of Formula One racing is upon us. Some teams confident following pre-season, whilst others still looking for answers. Let's see what the future holds for them as qualifying gets underway here in Melbourne. So, Aiden Jackson in ninth, but Aston Martin still hopeful the youngster can secure a decent position. Let's see how he gets on here. Teammate Casper Ackerman didn't make it through to Q3, narrowly missing out by just
13 milliseconds. You did all you could. If I went out second today, I would have those 13 milliseconds back, no problem. Why do they keep sending me out first?
11th isn't the end of the world, Casper. You'll make those places back.
Yeah, for sure. Shouldn't have to. Zoe, hey.
Morning, Daddy.
Lily, you know it's not morning where Daddy is, right?
Mummy says you're on the other side of the world.
And that's right. Daddy is in Australia. I'm upside down.
Then why don't the cars fall off?
Mommy can explain that. Can I speak to her?
Don't fall off, Daddy.
I won't, Lily. Promise.
Hey, qualifying not so good, huh?
They sent me out first.
Again?
Yeah.
Well, some of your best races were coming from midfield.
Yeah?
Yeah. Besides, I thought you loved a challenge. Lils, off the table. Now. It's breakfast time. I should go.
Sure.
You'll be great. You always are. Love ya.
Love you too.
Something's not right.
Understood, Casper. We're on it.
It's the gearbox. I've lost the gear.
Push on, Casper. We're assessing. Just push on best you can.
That's right.
Okay, bad news on the gearbox. The team are trying everything they can think of, but they're not optimistic. Just keep at it, do your best, that's all we can ask. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. We're trailing our teammate by 1.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 8th. The time last lap was a 1:29.5. Gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds. You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 13 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:30.4. This is your final lap of the race. That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Well, what's happened there to Casper Ackermann? Still managed to finish, but that's got to be frustrating, Ant.
Yeah, looks like maybe it was a gearbox fault, which is always a blow for the driver. Ackermann won't be happy, but I'd say he's done very well in the circumstances.
Well, this isn't the start he would have wanted after last season. Let's hope things pick up for him. The drivers are en route to the podium.
Bad luck out there today. Let's talk about it. So, not a great race out there for you today, Casper. Can you talk us through what happened?
Well, it was clearly an issue with the gearbox. Not a great place to be as a driver, but we'll work on it, I'm sure.
Well, despite obvious vehicle difficulty, you still managed to finish. How hard is it to bring it over the line when facing such issues?
Well, it's almost impossible. You have the race going on around you, and all you want to do is compete. Your adrenaline is up, but there's nothing you can do about it. What else can I say?
While it's an unfortunate start to this season, last season was muddied by a tense relationship with your teammate. How are things now with you and Aiden?
That was last season. It's no secret that Aiden and I had a few run-ins. But that's the risk when you put two drivers together for the first time. I don't like to look back, only forward. I'm sure he's learned a lot, and we'll see what happens this season.
Thank you for your time.
I'm losing grip.
Understood. Can you box next lap, Casper? Box next lap.
No, I need to come in now. It's quite bad.
We've got Aiden coming in now. Just hold out one more lap, please, Casper.
Isn't he a lap down?
Yes, he's on a different strategy, though.
Haven't I got priority?
He's boxing now. Please hold off, Casper.
Fine. No, I'm all over the place here. I'm coming in now. Must have been pretty urgent for Aiden, huh?
Please be patient, Casper.
There goes another place. And another. Okay, let's go, let's go.
Okay, that wasn't ideal. Let's see if you can get a few places back, please, Casper.
I'm on it.
Okay, good work. Great pass. Okay, you're in the top 10. The gap to the car ahead is 4.4 seconds. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. Our gap to the car in front is 3.4 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Nice work, that brings you up a place. This is your final lap of the race. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
An interesting little encounter between Ackerman and Jackson in the pit lane, and might that cause more friction behind the scenes?
Ackerman sounded pretty angry on the radio, didn't he? Told to box the next lap, but he came in anyway. That's not the decision of a man thinking clearly. Is he bringing his personal grievances onto the track? I think he could be.
They denied each other a significant number of points last season, and if today's anything to go by, those issues look like continuing. And I can see the drivers starting to...
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. Congratulations on a tough race today, Casper. To all of us watching, it seemed as if there was some sort of clash in pitting strategy. Can you talk us through it?
The team strategy was wrong, so I called it. I had to. Sometimes when you're the one behind the wheel, you've got to call the shots. I felt the tires begin to go off and realized I needed to come in. The team may disagree, but I pulled it back, so we'll see.
So the problem we all witnessed today was a team call, and not a sign of continuing tensions again this season between you and Aiden Jackson?
No, everything's fine. Today was just an issue with two competing strategies that caused an unfortunate clash. Yeah, Aiden and I had our problems last season, but that was then. This is now. Why do you ask?
Well, you seemed angry on the radio with your team. People are asking if that's an indicator of a deeper issue behind the scenes. What would you say to that?
Well, there's nothing to be concerned about. It's just adrenaline. You're in the middle of the race, you get hot. I can't even remember what I said. If it was, colorful, then I'm sure we'll all be laughing about it later.
Great. Well, that's everything.
I just don't get it, Zoe. He gets to pit ahead of me, and they give his car the only new power unit last season. And he gets to go out behind me in qualifying. This kid is the new #1 driver.
I don't believe that to be true.
But then why does he get paid more?
You're still upset about that?
No. But I don't know, maybe. I just wish I never found out.
It's not the money, though, is it?
I'm old.
You're not old.
Like this again. I am old. For a driver, I'm old.
Come on, this is your last season. You said you'd make it count.
I still need to tell them.
When will you?
Soon.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, forget about Jackson.
Okay.
And stop playing the victim. It doesn't suit you.
All right, okay.
It's Zandvoort next, remember? Everyone's gonna be rooting for you. Be the guy they love. And hey.
What?
Be the guy I love.
That's cute. Did you come up with that yourself?
I'm a natural-born charmer.
Yeah, Verstappen's got nothing on me.
You had to ruin it.
Zoe.
Daddy!
Hey, Lils. What have you been doing today?
I drew a picture.
Yeah? What's it a picture of?
It's a secret.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll show it to me later.
Maybe. Will you win today, Daddy?
I hope so, Lils. Hey, can I ask you a question?
What's the question?
Who's your favorite racing driver?
You are.
Yeah, just checking. Can I speak to Mommy now?
No.
Okay.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Lily.
Hello and welcome to Zandvoort for another round of Formula One action. Let's run you through the drive.
The crowd's all behind you today, Cass. Let's use that momentum and see what you can do out there. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. The crowd's all behind you today, Cass. Let's use that momentum and see what you can do out there. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. We're leading our teammate by 10.0 seconds. doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens. You are in first position, front of the pack. Verstappen is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh mediums. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens. 14 laps to go. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can. Go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Release, release. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. To teammate behind is 9.3 seconds. Aiden is coming in for his stop. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Leading the pack, P1, Verstappen behind. The gap behind us is 7.9 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 6 laps to go. 5 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
What a race for Kasper Ackermann, proving the naysayers wrong with an emphatic performance. He'll be delighted by that podium finish.
Well, we all know he can do it. It's just been a while since he has. Great race from Ackermann and some much needed points for Aston Martin.
It's time to present the top drivers with their trophies for today's Grand Prix. And there are a lot of people in the paddock very happy with this result. It's Aston Martin on the top step.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. A podium finish today, Casper. Here in front of your home crowd. How does it feel?
Well, for me, what really makes this track special is the fans. I know the Dutch F1 fans are really excited to have a Grand Prix in the Netherlands again. They're here for Max too, of course, but their support means a lot, and I'm pleased to be able to give them something to cheer today.
And the fastest lap too today. Is that something you expected?
It's realistically not something you think you're going to get too often, so no, I can't say we expected it. But it's certainly a welcome surprise. Every point counts, so come the end of the season, we might be more grateful for it than we realize.
How is everything at Aston Martin? Are spirits high? Is the team happy?
I won't lie and say we're having a great time. Everyone knows we've struggled a little bit recently, and things aren't 100% right now. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. Look, any job has its issues, and driving in F1 is no exception. But the focus is very much on turning things around.
Appreciate your time.
Hey man, great race today.
Thanks.
Nice one, Casper. Can't argue with that performance. Shame your teammate couldn't bring himself to congratulate you.
Nah, well, he's just a kid.
Kid who's getting signed by Mercedes.
So they say.
Never gonna happen.
Oh?
You keep a secret?
Yeah, sure.
I've been approached.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Keep it under your hat, but talks are going well. So you're gonna have to get on with Jackson for a little while longer.
Yeah, well, we get on fine.
That's not what I heard.
No?
I was chatting with one of your mechanics. He had some very interesting things to say about Jackson. You know what his problem is, don't you?
Go on.
Thinks you're getting too old. Says you're not fast enough anymore.
Too old?
Hey, mate, his words, not mine. You want my advice? Prove him wrong. See, he should respect you like I do. Great race out there today, buddy. Yeah? Ciao.
Hey.
Hey, Lily's dancing in the garage. It's hilarious. Can you come?
Just catching up on a few things.
Sure. Hey, I booked us a restaurant for tonight.
What about Lily?
Your mother's happy to take care of her.
Great, then I can't wait.
Reason to celebrate, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Zoe. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah?
Casper, I missed you just now.
What do you want?
I just wanted to say congratulations for today. That was some race.
I'm busy, Aiden.
Oh, sure.
Bye.
Casper. Jackson is faster than you. We need you to let him pass. Do you copy, Casper? Let Jackson pass, please.
I don't understand.
You can have the place back if you can't pull away.
Is he lapping quicker?
Yeah. He's behind you, Casper. Confirm you'll let him pass, please.
Look, he's not close enough.
Come on, Casper.
Casper, don't do this.
He's not faster.
This is a team order. Do you copy, Casper?
He's not faster.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.1 seconds. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. Car in front is 4.4 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. The gap to the car ahead is 6.4 seconds. Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
You've got to ask yourself what is going on behind the scenes at Aston Martin. This rivalry between the two drivers, it's simply not going away.
You wonder how many more points they're going to squander. I think Aston Martin have got a real problem here that they need to deal with. I don't know how, but they've got to address it.
You think of what happened in Mexico last season. The two drivers took each other out of the race completely. How long before we see a repeat of that? As you so rightly say, Ant, something's clearly not right over there. Red Bull put up an outstanding...
What was that? Hey!
Just leave it.
No! Just talk to me for once!
Just let go. Back off!
Why do you have to be like this?
Oh, so I'm the problem!
You won't let me pass! You won't even talk to me!
You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works!
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first?
How am I supposed to do that? I'm all ears!
You give me space out there! What's your problem?
I'm trying to win.
Oh, and that makes you special?
You're a nightmare, Casper!
Well, you won't have to put up with me for much longer.
What's that supposed to mean?
I am sick and tired of all this. I'm done.
You what?
I'm retiring.
Wait. What? Casper! Casper! Wait. What? Casper! Casper!
work to maintain tyre temperature, Casper?
It's the safety car for Aiden.
Aiden's had to come in. Now's a good time to catch up with the field.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Give that position back. We are under safety car conditions and cannot overtake. Return the position. Nice work, Casper. Push for 10th. See if you can salvage some points.
Yeah.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. Green flag. The car behind is only a second down on you. 1 second. Verstappen has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far. top 10 now. Keep it up. Our gap to the car in front is 3.6 seconds. Okay, you're catching the car ahead. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds per lap. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Ackerman's done well to finish in the points there, but in stark contrast to his Aston Martin teammate Aiden Jackson, who didn't even finish at.
Yeah, Jackson's looked off the pace all weekend. His performance just isn't where it should be. You can see the odd error creeping in on track too.
Well, if you believe the rumours, the Aston Martin camp is not the happiest of places right now.
Yeah, and that can affect even the most experienced of drivers. I just hope Jackson gets his act together. He's a promising talent, and he's much better than this.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. A podium finish today, Casper. You must be happy with that, surely.
Yeah, the car was feeling good out there today, and it's nice to get back on the podium again. I was struggling a little bit before the safety car, but afterwards everything just seemed to fall into place, so I'm pretty happy.
Speaking of the safety car, Devon Butler has gone on record calling you lucky to get the result you did. Did luck come into it today?
I think Devon sometimes struggles to accept any result that doesn't go his way. Look, we all know safety cars change races. Today was no different. If Devon watches the replay closely, he might see that luck didn't drive my car out there today. I did.
Teammate Aiden Jackson was forced to retire today. Would you say he's going through a bit of a rough patch?
I'm not here to talk about Aiden. You'll have to ask him about that.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Brian.
Cass, are you busy?
Well, actually...
Look, I need you to come to the office. Can you pop by now?
Why? What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing. I'll tell you all about it when you get here.
Can't you just tell me now?
Thanks so much, Casper. Really appreciate it.
Casper.
What's going on?
We need to clear something up. Take a seat.
Clear what up?
Aiden thinks it's his fault that you're retiring.
I'm sorry, Casper. I do respect you. Quite a lot, in fact. And I don't want you to retire. I didn't mean the things that I said. And I want you to know that if you're retiring because of me, I'll...
Will you tell him? This anxiety, it's no good for his performance.
I'm not retiring because of you.
Everyone says...
I'm not retiring because of you. Can I go now?
No. You're going to give him 2 minutes of your time.
Well, Brian, what am I? His therapist?
2 minutes, Casper. That's all.
Everyone says...
Everyone's an idiot. Look, I'm not retiring because of you. I told Brian after Zandvoort. I'm sorry you found out the way you did.
It's tough.
Yeah, can be.
The press. Social media. I don't know. How do you deal with it all?
Listen. There's only a handful of us in the whole world who get to do what we do.
Yeah.
A handful. You deal with it by never forgetting how lucky you are to be here. Understand? Never forget.
Hey, Casper.
Yeah?
Do you ever forget?
Sometimes. Sometimes we all do.